Hello my roses, welcome back. We're gonna be making some chicken dressing. Okay, so we're gonna start by making the cornbread, and I use just the Jiffy cornbread mix, and I follow the directions that's on the back of the Jiffy cornbread mix box. All you do is add eggs and milk, and I'm using 7 boxes here. I'm making a big pan of dressing. So since I'm using 7 boxes, I'm going to use a 1.5 cups of milk, and it's 1 egg per box, so I'm using 7 eggs. Well, I'm using 6 eggs. I'm sorry. I just cut back 1, so I'm using 6 eggs instead of 7. Okay, and then the last 2 eggs are going into the cornbread mix. We just mix it up until everything, where the cornbread batter looks smooth, which we have achieved that. So this is the first step in making the cornbread dressing. We're gonna make this easy as 1, 2, 3, my roses. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Going in with my rubber spatula. It makes things so much easy for me when I'm mixing up batters and things. Okay, so we got the pan here. This is how much dressing I'm gonna be making. So I got a huge aluminum pan here. I got some avocado oil in it that I'm just rubbing on the bottom and the sides, rubbing that oil in the pan very well, and then just take that cornbread batter, and you know what to do. Just pour it in the pan like so. Okay, my roses, so we got the cornbread in the oven. Now we're going to get ready to prep the chicken. I got some avocado oil here. Just going to rub this chicken down very good with this avocado oil. And I'm doing that so that the seasonings will stick. Okay, my roses, so I got the seasonings here. That's some pink Himalayan salt, paprika, thyme, poultry season. It's about a tablespoon of each of those seasonings. And my roses, I will leave the full recipe down in the description below. So yeah, so we just take the seasonings that I just mentioned and rub the chicken down very thoroughly. Even in the inside of the chicken, you want to put your seasonings all down in the inside of the chicken. Okay, I'm gonna toss the gloves and sanitize my hands, my roses. Yep, gotta sanitize our hands when we're dealing with poultry. Okay, so now on to the vegetables. I got some celery, I got onions, I got bell peppers, all the vegetables that I like to make my chicken broth. And again, my roses, this is my choice or preference of vegetables that I like to use to season my chicken broth. My roses, please use whichever vegetables you like. You may choose to omit some of these vegetables. You may choose to use all of them. That's completely up to you, my roses. So as you see, I'm just giving the vegetables a good rinse. Okay, then I'm gonna rough chop these vegetables because again, they're only serving the purpose of flavoring the chicken broth that I'm going to use to make the dressing. So this is step 2. So you're prepping the chicken so that you can get ready to get your broth to make your chicken dressing. If we were doing turkey dressing, we'd be doing the same thing. We'd be prepping the turkey and you know, getting it ready so that you can get ready to make that broth. That broth is what you're gonna use to make up your dressing, whether that be turkey dressing or chicken dressing. All right, got the vegetables all chopped up here over the chicken. I'm gonna add some garlic cloves, peeled garlic cloves, excuse me, about a handful of them. Okay, my roses, and then of course go in with water. This water is gonna cook. Well, of course, we're going to cook the chicken, and then that water is going to be a broth. Once the chicken is fully cooked with those vegetables, it's going to make a delicious chicken broth. Okay, so in the oven and out the oven. And this is the chicken fully cooked. This is 4.5 hours later. Cook this chicken in the oven at 300 degrees. And as you can see, we have produced a wonderful, delicious broth, chicken broth. Those vegetables have just done nothing more than just season the broth as well as the chicken. We're gonna debone the chicken. We're gonna make a chicken gravy. And my roses, it's your preference what you choose to do with the chicken once it's cooked, but I'm gonna make a chicken gravy. Okay, so now on to step 3. So we're getting vegetables ready that are going to be going into the dressing. So in the dressing, I'm going to be adding celery, chopped celery, onion, and bell pepper. So we're going to chop them not very fine, but small bite size. Yeah, we're gonna make these bite-sized pieces. Okay, so this is how I chop the onion. And by roses, you may choose to use a food processor. That's completely fine. Again, that's completely up to you if you like to do that. Okay, this is the cornbread out of the oven and it has cooled. And so we go ahead and crumble up the cornbread. Yep, so you know, we just get a lot of most of the big, very big pieces crumbled up. And after you do that, I add stovetop stuffing. So I'm just gonna add 1 package. I'll put the amount in the description below. And I add cream of celery and cream of chicken into the cornbread. And so we can just go ahead and say this is step 4. So step 4 is we're getting all the ingredients into the cornbread so that we can get the dressing mixed up and get ready to bake it. So let me just start over. So we got the cornbread crumbled up, we got the stovetop stuffing, we're doing 1 can of celery, 1 can of cream of celery, and we're doing 2 cans of cream of chicken. And then the vegetables that we chopped up into bite-sized pieces, I'll say this is about, let me see, that's about 1.5 cups of the vegetables chopped up. And I'm gonna put the other aside because it's gonna go into the chicken gravy that I'm gonna be making. And so now we go in with that chicken broth that we made from the chicken. So you're just gonna put enough to where you can actually mix the cornbread up and it looks like a batter. So I'll put in the description below how much chicken stock you need to add. Okay, and then I'm adding some seasonings here. That was sage, thyme, black pepper, pink Himalayan salt, and I also put butter in. I'm sorry, I fell behind, but that was 1/2 cup of butter, melted butter. And then as you just see, 3 fresh eggs goes into the cornbread. So now we got everything in here so we can get ready to mix this up for our cornbread dressing. And we just mix everything up very well. Cornbread dressing in 4 steps. And here is the finished product of the cornbread dressing. Some going into a glass dish with some of that chicken gravy. It was delicious. It was delicious. I'm telling you, that whole pan of dressing got ate up. And cranberry sauce, that's how we eat it. We eat it with a little cranberry sauce. And there you have it, my roses. Thank you so much for coming to view the channel. I hope somebody enjoys this recipe. And I'll see you soon, my roses.